ready? Good?
A little taller and longer.
Go ahead, Jay.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
We've had a great training camp. Excited about our guys. They've worked really hard this summer. We told them we got here that summer's going to be a big part of it. We're trying to learn the defense a second time. They did a lot on their own. I'm really proud of them. I'm excited to get going.
You know, your defense had some good scrimmages early on. Do you like where they're at? Have you seen improvement since then?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement. I think our older kids have done a great job bringing the younger kids along. And now it's time for some of our younger kids to start improving where we can play in the game a little more.
Chaz Surratt was listed as #1 linebacker. Should we take that with a grain of salt, or has he earned that start?
Well, Dominique's not going to play the first half, so
That's what I saw. Patrice was #1, and I know he's not going to play.
yeah, probably should have done the same.
Okay, gotcha.
No mind games.
No.
What do you expect to see out of South Carolina offensively on Saturday?
I think they're really physical. They do a really good job up front. I think Ryan Edwards, number 89, is a really talented player. I think he'll probably got to make a lot of money playing football. Obviously, the quarterback, Bentley, is a coach's son who's played a lot of football. He's really smart and hard to fool. So, I think they're going to try to run the ball and then throw it over your head. I think it's what they do. And when they're good at it, they're really hard to stop. You can see them at times against some really good defenses in the SEC look really good. So we've got to do a great job with our run defense. We've got to be very gap sound. We've got to try to create some confusion, I think, up front. And then we've got to do a good job finding out where 89 is and trying to stay on top of him.
I think you mentioned a couple weeks ago about Chaz needing to get reps, just more reps to develop those instincts. How far has he come along in the last couple of weeks at developing those instincts to the point where he can kind of react in games?
I think the thing that's helped Chaz is, believe it or not, is coming from quarterback, where I think at quarterback you have to have kind of a picture of what the whole thing looks like. I think like we moved from running back and all he's been doing is like, cutting A gap to B gap and blocking this guy. So, Chaz is really smart. He understands defenses. He understands offenses. So he's able to kind of, I think that's kind of sped up his learning curve. But he still needs reps. He's still a kid who has never played it in a game since he was in, like, I think he told me 10th grade or something. So, it's still going to be some learning curve, but he's a really, really special athlete. And I think he's a physical kid. I'm really excited to see him play. He'll be a good player for us.
Can you put into perspective for us how far he's come since you got here and he's kind of making that transition to the point now where he's going to be on the field against South Carolina playing linebacker?
He's come a long way. I'd say when I got here, I don't want to say like he was crawling. He was probably like a toddler, like a 18-month-old, kind of using the couch to walk around. But now I feel really confident he's going to play really well. That's not a concern of mine. It's Chaz Surratt.
Jay, the last time we talked, you seemed pleased with how the depth up front was coming in terms of behind Aaron and Jason. Have they continued to make those strides since middle camp?
Yeah, I think that was probably our biggest concern coming in. And Jalil's done a really good job. He's 318 pounds. He's hard to move. I think Ray's been really good. I think as he's become more comfortable with the players and the defense and everything, he's improved. Zach Gill's improved. And then I think we've got a couple young kids. I think Tamari Fox, Tamon's little brother, is going to be a really good player. So I think that's become less of a concern. Obviously, Aaron and Jason are both, I think, pretty elite players. So we need them to play as much as they can. But we feel better about being able to rest them out when we need to.
Has Ray's progress, has that allowed you maybe to move Tamon to that outside linebacker more than maybe initially?
Yeah, I think it just depends on who we're playing. Tamon's going to play a lot of spots. I think Tamon's a really good player.
How much have you stressed forcing turnovers this training?
Yeah, I think that's the deal. Anymore, I think in college football that's the deal, right? Is you want to try to create negative plays and create turnovers and win third downs because offenses, they go so fast, they run so many plays, they get the ball out in space so much that they're going to make a play or two. If you can limit explosive plays and then win on third down and cause turnovers and create negative plays to get them off par, that's the key, I think. So, we talk about turnovers all the time.
What has it been like? This is your first time in Power 5. What has it been like working with athletes? You got NFL guys, potentially like Strobridge, Dorn, Renee. Crawford, was that?
They're just taller. It's the same. I mean,
Is there no like athletic thing that stands out? Like I could do more of this guy than I could in places like Walker or Elon.
yeah, I mean, I get asked that question a lot. I think it's still the same X's and O's. You with me? They're just a little bit bigger. I think the D line's a little bit different because the space they take up is different, and they can kind of suck up two gaps sometimes a little more. But I think it's the same. I appreciate the question.
Both of them.
How much of the mindset have you had to work on with the defense? I mean, the last few years, there's been some rough days out there.
Yes, I wasn't here, Bob. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really care. But yeah, we've talked to them about how they've got to get better. I think they've got some confidence. But I think we've stressed some things that are easily attainable. You know, like playing with effort, communication. You know, those things don't take any skill. You know, so I think as those things improve, then their skill can take over. So I mean, I think when I got here, I told them I didn't like honestly I didn't watch many games until after really until this summer. I didn't want to cloud my opinion of a kid. You know, I felt like this is their chance to have a second chance, to have a new opinion of them built. You know, and so you know I mean I knew who started because I looked at the depth chart. I looked at who had made tackles and all that stuff. I watched I think 2 games before we started, but I really kind of wanted to have my own opinion of them after I got done with spring ball.
It sounds like in some of the scrimmages, the defense has done quite well. Is that been part of the confidence growth?
Yeah, I mean, I think they believe in what we're doing. I think we've got some really strong leaders that want to finish on a strong note in that senior class. I think now we got to go do it.
Jay, how's this week for you? You know, the last 15 years, you gradually made the necessary steps to get up to the Power 5 level. Now you're here. Is some excitement there to kind of get to this point?
I coached in the Army-Navy game, so yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, like, I think I treat it the same way that we prepare the same way I've always prepared.
Jay, with your history with Brian Hess, what have you seen with what he's done with his team to get them ready to play?
Yeah, Brian Hess is a rock star. I think our kids quickly realized how much of an improvement he was going to make in them. So, yeah, I think Brian Hess, he's got an ability to bring out the real, just reach into a kid and really bring out what he's got in him. And then I think he does a great job with injury prevention. I mean, they do some things that are a little bit different, and I think our kids are starting to feel healthier and feel that they're more agile. And I think you're going to see it on the field. But you know, as far as a culture builder and team chemistry builder, I think Brian Hess is as good as he gets.
If Cam Kelly were to be approved by the NCAA, what would he bring to your defense? And you look like you want to say something too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm trying to say this the proper way. Like I try not to worry about things that might happen. You would I try not to live in that world because I think if you live in that world, it becomes really hard to be a defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? So I try not to chase ghosts. So if and when they tell me Cam Kelly's eligible, then we'll put him in where we think is the best for him. He's been working at corner. I think Cam Kelly's a good player. I hope he gets eligible. That would pep me up. But until that point, we're handling it like we don't think he's going to be eligible.
Brett? Coach Brett talked about how just the entire staff was kind of involved with kind of quarterback stuff. Just kind of, from your perspective, what did you see from State kind of made this?
At quarterback, I think Sam's I think he's really talented. I think he's worked extremely hard. I mean, I think all of our players have talked about the extra work he's put in. I feel like he's here all the time. I get here pretty early in the morning. I feel like halftime he's here. There's that. But I mean, I think Jay Schroeder is a dynamite football player. So like Phil would ask me all the time. I'd be like, I got my own problems to worry about. Like I think they're both really good. So I don't think anybody on our defense or defensive staff feels like, oh my gosh, this one versus that one. I think we're very confident in both of them. I think our players are too.
Jay, one of the biggest things that stood out to me at last week's open practice was how vocal Miles Wolfwick and Miles Dorn were in the secondary. They seemed like they were the kind of the main guys that were holding guys accountable and getting on guys when they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Can you just talk about how they've developed and how big they are in their leadership role in that defense?
Yeah, so when I got here, Dorn didn't practice all spring, but I could tell how smart he was in meetings. And then Wolf really practiced about half the time. So when they first got out, you know, Tommy Thigpen kept saying, just wait till they both get out there, wait till they both get out there. They're both veteran kids that have played a lot. They're both extremely bright kids that can handle a lot. And they're both kids that I think have a lot of pride in this football program, in this defense, in this school. And so I think they want to be very successful. And I think, you know, we're doing a little bit more, you know, schematically than they have done. And I think I've challenged them to be me out there. And I think those two are really, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch those two go play.
Good? Thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.